Welcome, Nidarshana. Thank you so much for taking out the time and talking to us.
Thank you so much, Tulika, for having me. You guys are doing great work, and I'm very thrilled and delighted to be a part of your initiative.
Great. We're excited to have you over. So, Nidarshana, you are somebody who left a successful corporate job in marketing to embark your journey on sustainable living. And not only for yourself, but to support others take on this lifestyle change. Today, as the world is opening up and we're headed towards the festive season, I wish to touch upon sustainable events and sustainable gifting. Is sustainable events a myth or a reality?
So, Tulika, sustainability as a concept, while we hear so much of it these days, and we almost imagine it to be a buzzword from the West, it is actually very much ingrained in what we have been doing, what we do, and but maybe unconsciously or not very mindfully. And when we talk about sustainable events, it is just an extension of who we are, what we do. And from our experience in the events, event planning domain since the last 2-3 years that we have been around pre-pandemic, we initially started with assuming that maybe it is too overwhelming, maybe it will be, too difficult. But we gradually saw that it is actually possible, because as I said, it's ingrained in us, and with a little nudge, with a little providing, if you provide people those options, people can go for mindful options, and it can be a reality.
Great. So how do you help individuals and corporates host a sustainable event? What can they expect?
Yeah. So typically, Tulika, what happens is, we it depends on various things, right from the people who approach us, how much are they on the same page, or what level of the journey they are in.
Yeah.
Starting from that to the venue that they have selected, to the budget that they have, to the preferences that they may have. Okay, so everything comes into play, and we try to offer them a curated experience. And I call it an experience because it is not just about products and services. We try to make people who attend the event, including the hosts, feel good about what they have done or what they are doing. Okay, so that it creates a ripple effect where people who have been a part of that event go back and say that, okay, I attended an event which resulted in less waste.
Yeah,
everybody is aware of the landfill problems. Everybody is aware of how the urban, the municipality, the government, the people, we are all struggling in our different ways to contain the urban waste problem. So when you attend an event which produces, where so many people have been a part of, still it produces so less waste, and it has been mindful, people feel good. So that is what we really, focus on. And we help people throughout the event planning. It starts from what kind of things that they can have in the event, what kind of caterer, what kind of decoration, what kind of gifts, So at every phase, we try to reduce the waste. We kind of intervene to make sure that the waste generated is less.
Okay. So you very correctly said that, events not only have the management of the waste that's getting generated during the event, but it also has the gifting angle to it. And as we are heading into the festive season, I want to ask you, how can we individuals push our companies to get a lot more, sustainable when it comes to sustainable gifting?
Yeah, so interestingly, the sustainable gifting part, the mindful gifting as we call it is a pandemic baby. Okay, prior to that, we were only focusing on events which were low waste and on-site waste management, etc. But during the pandemic, we realized that while events were not happening, can we shift the focus to those aspects of events which are continuing, still generating a lot of waste, and can we nudge the people to make choices which are mindful, because the whole corporate gifting, it's a very cluttered market. So an aspect of it was the fact that if you want to break into it, what is the unique offering that we have?
Right.
So we looked at craftsmen, I mean the Indian craftsmen, okay, all of those artisans that we have. Now many people were also doing that segment where where they get very handmade kind of stuff from different parts of the country. So we also in addition to that, we also looked at the homepreneurs within the cities. Imagine your office sending you a box of laddus homemade by somebody,
Wow.
that dadi ke hath ka laddu wala impact. So we saw that a lot of homepreneurs were, during the pandemic, they took to cooking. They started a lot of other home-based businesses started during the pandemic, right? And we thought of tapping into that segment where these people are providing very high quality products, since they were not making it in bulk. Okay.
Right.
So our corporate gifting whole offering is homemade and handmade. Okay. And I think the whole the whole fun of curating a gift really is great, because things like say for example, one corporate approach that, okay, we want to gift our employees children, employees who have just recently been paid, graduated into parenthood. We want to gift a kit. What would that be? So for something like that, we kind of look at what is the most eco-friendly fabric, what kind of baby massage oil should be there. So those things which you can't just go on a website and buy. So we kind of curate those experiences specific to the the requirement of the client. And so it's actually great fun. So as employees, I think maybe if you are an influencer in your organization, or if you hold a position where you can take those decisions, you can nudge your the admin teams to kind of consider the kind of things that we have to offer.
That's amazing. Actually, that's really nice, because you are actually creating an ecosystem where you're bringing in the small businesses into the ecosystem and having them be a part of it, make their businesses sustainable, and as well as supporting their shops. So that's a complete win-win.
Yeah, it is.
That is really good. So tell me one piece of advice that you'll give to somebody who wants to run a sustainable business, especially somebody who's just starting on, because sometimes entrepreneurs get stuck up in, they have to take care of the funding, they have to take care of, getting the business off the ground, and sustainability or, the mindfulness sometimes can take a backseat.
Yeah. So I think I can give the example of my store, and the packaging solution that I have, because packaging has been, the moment we talk about sustainable business, we immediately look at the packaging.
Yeah.
Okay. At least I do, because when I'm buying from different businesses, I am mindful about what kind of packaging they use, because that is a direct reflection of the brand ethos they have.
Right.
So if they're, because packaging is also the most challenging bit. So if you have sorted that bit out, I know that you have really put in the effort to go that far to ensure that you are delivering value still with mindful packaging. So when I set up my store, my online store, Marti, I did not want to be a consumer of different products. Say, for example, I wanted plastic bottles to give out my bioenzymes. It's a fermented liquid that is made from flowers or vegetables. And I am a waste person. By waste person, I would mean I kind of recycle, reuse. I really believe in that. Okay. So I did not want to, the easiest solution for me would have been to just buy a stack of, bottles, plastic bottles, off the shelf and keep them, because just open it, it's very cheap. It will maybe be of 2-3 rupees, right? Very cheap. But I chose to reuse. Every time I need a fresh batch of bottles, I have tie-ups with different restaurants, and even my community people, they I have these boxes where people just put their plastic bottles together, and I bring them and I reuse them. I wash them, clean them, and I reuse them. So initially I thought something like this is not scalable. While it is sustainable, it may not be scalable, but gradually I realized it is all about putting those processes in place. If you have a collection system, because we are all generating, like in my community of 730 apartments, imagine the number of plastic bottles or cartons, for packaging that we would generate.
Yeah.
How about, can we, if I put a process in place where all of these can be reused, I will never have to invest. A small entrepreneur would never have to invest in those packaging options. Okay. I mean, now I feel that I do not, it's no more a problem of investment, so as much as it is a problem of cleaning them, getting them, But since I have been doing it, I have set up that system, I've set up that ecosystem. So for a, sustainable business, I think, looking at every aspect of your supply chain, or your the value that you're providing, I think it's very important for you to be really accepted in that fold as a true ethical business. And the moment someone understands that, okay, this business is ethical and is doing good work, you definitely get the traction that is required, and people welcome you. People really like your work and they support you.
That's really good. I think that's a very, very good tip for all the societies to get together and collect their waste. With, like you rightly said, I mean, irrespective of how low wasteful life you want to lead, there is a little bit that we all trade. It's unavoidable. And the key is in reusing it and making sure we reduce producing these plastic wastes in place.
Yeah, all kinds of waste for that matter.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Nidarshana. I hope that our readers and our viewers are able to take some great tips from yourself. Make use of your services, have the next event as an absolutely sustainable one with sustainable gifts this festive season and beyond.
Thank you so much, Sulika, for having me again.
Great.
Okay, bye-bye. All the best to you too.
Thank you.